Very good morning, my dear students. By today, we are going to see class 9 social civics. First unit, the unit name is Forms of Government and Democracy. We have already seen part 1. By today, we are going to see part 2. So, in this one, we can just recap what we have seen in the part 1 classes. Okay, let us start in it. You see, what is meant by forms of government we have seen? Yeah, we have seen in it that aristocracy, monarchy, autocracy, oligarchy, theocracy, democracy, and republic. So these are the forms of government we have seen in it. Just I now give a small example in it. It's just recap. Just aristocracy means it is a small privileged ruling class. It is a small group of classes, ruling classes. For example, this is ruled in United Kingdom and Spain. Then monarchy, one person resigns supreme. It is usually whether they are a king or a queen. We say it as a constitutional monarchy. For best example is Bhutan, Oman, and Quetta. Okay, so Quetta, okay, it is a name of a single ruling country, whether that country or that state it can be ruled by a king or a queen. So இது வந்து நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்கிறோம்னா மக்களாட்சி முறை சாரி அரசாட்சி முறை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம வந்து சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ where the king or a queen they used to rule, they have the supreme power to rule, is called as a monarchy. Mono means one, so only the single person he has the supreme power to control the country. So this is the monarchy. Then the next one is autocracy. Autocracy means auto means own, so he or she they have the own power, own supreme power with it, so they have the absolute power. So one person with the absolute power. So best example are North Korea, Saudi Arabia. You see, this Saudi Arabia is the best example of autocracy because they rule of themselves. We can say best examples of Germany too. Okay, Hitler what they do? Yeah, Hitler he considered herself as the great leader in the Germany, and he pushed away all the Jewish people who they were settled in Germany. So he have the absolute power, okay, to rule. So own autocracy, it is the best example. And oligarchy, you see, the small group of people having control of a country or organization, whether it is a country or some of the organization means like entrepreneur or group. So the small group of people they have to control by a for example, I am the teacher, you are the students, so we are the small group. Okay, our group is managed by an organization that is called as a school management. So this is called as a oligarchy. For example, former Soviet Union means Russia. In Chennai also this oligarchy only it followed. And in North Korea, you see, in North Korea a place called Venezuela, this place only it rules of a oligarchy. But you see, here also we have North Korea and here also we have North Korea. In autocracy is ruled only in North Korea. Apart from this North Korea, we having a single place, it is called a Venezuela. In this place only the oligarchy is followed. Okay, next you see theocracy, the religion doctrine. That means they used to say themselves as a god or proclaim himself as a god. Okay, who rule in the name of God. We are the god, we are the god child, or we are the god. They say herself as a god and they rule that country. For example, Vatican City, in Vatican, yeah, the Christianity is followed, so they are ruled theocracy. So this is called a theocracy. Then democracy means eligible member in the population, they elected their elected representative. The members who are the eligible members, after 18 age they are the eligible members, so they are used to elect their own representatives by in the form of voting manner, that is democracy. So in our India USA and France, they are used democracy only. A republic means it is a supreme power, is it held by the people, it is elected by the president, it is rather than a monarch. So what happened, this republic, it gives us a freedom to vote or elect the supreme power, it is elected by the president. So this is followed in our India and Australia. Okay dears, let us see the part 2, what we have stopped from there. Yeah, types of democracy. There are two types of democracy. One is direct democracy and the another one is indirect democracy. You see, direct democracy is a pure democracy. Direct democracy is a pure democracy. What is direct democracy? It says, yeah, the people used to select themselves and they have the power to ask the public affair as their own. This is the direct democracy. And what is indirect democracy? Indirect democracy means the people themselves go and select their elected representatives. So this is the indirect democracy. So indirect democracy is also known as representative democracies. You see, the government or social structure that allow people to participate equally. So whatever, whether it is a government or whether it is a social structure, everything they have to follow the peoples equally. So first we are going to see the direct democracy. Peoples themselves directly express their will on public affairs, so they doesn't have any king or any leaders to go and say to them. Okay, the people is the leader, they have the rights themselves to directly express their own affairs, public affairs. Okay, so this is the direct democracy. For example, ancient Greek city state, that is in Switzerland. So in Switzerland, you see, apart from India, it has a small group of government only. So in that government, every people, they have the rights and they have the will to ask the public affairs of their own. Okay, so this is the direct democracy. We say it as a people democracy too. Okay, or makkal archi, that like we will say as. Then this is direct democracy. By next you see means indirect democracy. What does it mean? Direct means straight, indirect means we are saying that like what we can say, if in the class 2 you see somebody will come and complain, no, yeah, this is the complaint, but in this one this is not a complaint, this is the public affairs. For example, in our India we are having the what corona, yeah, this is the disease we call corona. In this COVID, what happened means we need all the welfares from the government, so we directly not going and ask the government, we will they will convey us, when then we have to go, then we are discussed with our elected representatives, after that they will lead us a legislature, அவங்க சட்டத்தை எடுத்து நம்மளுக்கு அதை வந்து ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ த பீப்புள் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் தேர் வில் ஆன் பப்ளிக் அஃபேர். நம்மளோட தேவைகளை அவர் நீட்ஸ் ஆர் நாட் சென்ட் டைரக்ட்லி, இட் இஸ் த்ரூ தேர் எலெக்டட் ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ்ஸ். நம்ம யாரை எலெக்ட் பண்ணி எடுக்கிறோமோ பை தெம் ஒன்லி this one is takes upon. So the people express their will on public affairs through their elected representatives. So all the peoples only with the elected representative they will move with the public affairs. For example, India, USA and UK. In our India also Edapadi sir is having. So what happened, our needs are given to the elected representatives, then he will he will affairs about the what are going on. Okay, so நம்மளோட தேவைகளை, our needs, it will be satisfied by our government. So it is followed in India, USA and UK. Next, let us see the merits of democracy. What are the merits of democracy? We have, we have responsibility and accountable government. So we have the responsibility to our government and accountability too. Then we are having equality and fraternity. What does it mean by equality? Equal, same. And fraternity means, it means a brotherhood or friendship, the feeling of brotherhood or the feeling of friendshipness. So the sense responsibility among the common people and cooperative and the fraternity feeling. So since we have, everyone have the sense of responsibility, நம்மளுக்குன்னு ஒரு responsibility இருக்குது. What is in by responsibility? கடமைகள். So we have the responsibility upon our sense to the common people. So are the common peoples? Those are the peoples in the society. They are called as a common peoples. And the cooperations and the fraternal feelings. What are the fraternal feelings? Brotherhood feelings we have. Then local self-government. What does it mean, local self-government? We have our own self-government, local self-government. Next, the development and popular sovereignty. Okay, what does it mean by sovereignty? Sovereignty means the king or a queen. So we have a popular sovereignty in it. Okay, the next one you see. The next one is demerits. What does it mean by demerits? We have seen merits. Merit means what? Advantage. And what are the demerits, disadvantage? Now we are going to see in our government. Indirect and representative natures of democracy. In this one, the demerit is indirect and the representative only. Very demerits in this. Then the lack of interest and a low turnout in election. So what happened? In this election, the representative, he have the low voting power, so the lower turnout in the election, so she go out. So the lack of interest and lower turnout in elections. Then instability in governance. What does it mean by instability? Instability means, what we can say, stable means nilaya irukkuradhu, unstable means it is not in correct position. So our government is unstable. Okay, this is that means not in a proper manner, so it is in unstable. So it delay in decision making process. So whatever the process goes on, there is a delay. Okay, so there will be a delay in our government. They won't take a what we can say, they won't take a sudden decision, they will delay. So delay in decision making process. Then let us see the democracy in India. India is a parliamentary form of democracy. Okay, you see, India is a parliamentary democracy. Why we are saying it as a parliamentary democracy? Parliamentary democracy. In parliamentary democracy, only executive will respond to the legislature. Okay, who are the executives? Executive means president, prime minister, governor, PM. So these are the executives. They have to responsible to the legislature. What does it mean, legislature? Legislature means the law making. Okay, the law makers are called as legislature. So we have to answer all the laws. So they are very responsible to legislatures. So only India is a parliamentary form of democracy. Indian parliament, it comprises elected representatives of people and make the law. So in Indian parliament, they comprises the electoral representative. So they call upon all the electoral representatives of the people and make the law. After that only, if the executives are ready, then they will make a plan and decision, and this is passed to the legislative, then with the responsibility of law. So India is the largest democratic country. For that only India is saying as it is a largest democratic country. Okay, you see, democracy in India, it works on 5 basic principles. So in democracy we are having 5 basic principles. What means sovereigns? What means sovereigns? King or queen ruling. So you are having the sovereign, then socialist. Who are the socialist? Those who are doing social works, they are called as the socialist. And secular means what? We are having the secular and safe life. Then democratic. What does it mean, democratic? We are having the rights to vote, so we are having the democratic country. And republic means we have freedom. So these 5 are come under the principles of democracy. Is it clear, dears? Okay, let us see the next slide. You see, the forms of democratic government. Before we see the forms of government, by this we are going to see the form of democratic government. So please see the title democratic government. So this democratic government is split into two. One is parliamentary form of government and the another one is presidential form of government. What is the difference between parliamentary form and presidential form? In parliamentary form, the president will rule us. In presidential form, the president will rule us. இப்போ parliamentary formல நம்ம யார் ரூல் பண்ணுறாங்க? மோடி ரூல் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதே மாதிரி presidential formல யூஎஸ்ஏல அங்கே இருக்கக்கூடியவர் வந்து அங்கே ரூல் பண்ணிகிட்ருப்பார். யூஎஸ்ஏவோட பிரசிடென்ட் தான் வந்து அங்கே ரூல் பண்ணிகிட்ருப்பார். ஸோ யூ சி திஸ் போத் ஹாவ் அ எலக்ட்ரேட். ஸோ this both have an electorate. You see here one electorate, here one. So these two have an electorate. It deals with the executive and the legislature. You see in this parliamentary form, the executive he have to responsible to the legislature. Executive means the leader, they have the plan and make a decision, and that will be passed out to the legislature for the law. This is the law. Okay, so we have the responsibility to answer the legislature, but in the presidential form, the executive they does not responsible to the legislature. Why means in parliamentary what happened, they are elected by the representatives of the member, but in the presidential form they are elected directly by the people. So in this presidential form, they will called as a choice of people. They are called a choice of people though by the direct election. So this is the direct election. So the direct election is only in the presidential form of government. So only it will not dissolve easily. It will be dissolved easily due to the election. Okay, let us start seeing the next slide. There is no discrimination based on a people, persons, caste, credit, religion, region, gender and education. What does that mean? No discrimination. There is no any discrimination. எந்த விதமான பாடுபாகும் இல்லை நம்மளோட பர்சன்ஸ் கிட்ட. வித் தி caste you know, ஜாதி, credit, religion, regions. What is the region? We are this area, you are that area, so due to the region, or gender, whether we are female or male, and the education, that we are higher literate, you are lower literate. So there is no any discrimination between the persons. Okay, next you see the Parliament House in India was designed by British architect. You see a Parliament of India, it is designed by two British architects. Who are the two British architects? Who are the two British architects? Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Bakers. So these two are in these two are the British architects. They designed the Parliament House in India in the year of 1912 to 1930, and the construction it is began in 1921 to 1927. So there is a long gap to make a decision, and it begins to construct in the year of 1921 to 1927. Okay, is it clear? So between the 6 years only the Parliament House is built after the designed. Then election in India. India has a quasi-federal government. What is a federal government? Union central government. So India has a quasi-federal government with the elected representative at federal, state and local government. We are having the central government, that is union government, and the state government and the local level governments too. So India have the government with the elected. Who are the elected representatives? By the people who are directly elected. So they are called as elected representatives. They are all in the federal government, state government and also in the local level governments. The first one you see general election. General election are conducted by the Election Commission of India. So election commission in India, election commission only they will conduct the general election. In India only, in general election in India only the woman gets started voted. Okay, in general election itself woman gets voting power, so it is very important. So please keep in your mind, in first general election itself the women in our India they start voting. Okay, Okay, the next point, the national level president appoints the prime minister. So our prime minister is appointed by the national level president. So by the national level president, the another nation president have no, so that president he used to come and appoint our prime minister according to the vote order. Then he enjoys the majority in Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is the lower house. Then let us see the two house of parliament. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha means the lower house. This lower house how it came? Yeah, it is by the house of people. The people they elect their representatives, so that they are in the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha members are councillors and MLAs. So the Lok Sabha, this is the lower house, it is by the house of people. And the Rajya Sabha, the Rajya Sabha is the upper house, it is the council of states. So what are the representatives in the Rajya Sabha are MPs. So these MPs are elected by the elected representatives in the Lok Sabha. Okay, so Rajya Sabha is the upper house and Lok Sabha is the lower house. It is called as a council of state and it is called as a house of people. You see, Lok Sabha is directly elected through the general election, takes place every 5 years. Lok Sabha takes every 5 years, but Rajya Sabha will be take every in 6 years. You see, 2 Anglo-Indian members are in Lok Sabha. They are appointed by the President of India. In Lok Sabha we have 2 Anglo-Indians, but they are nominated by the President of India. Our India President only, he used to appoint these 2 Anglo-Indians in our Lok Sabha to take decisions. Then apart from this, you see Rajya Sabha, in Rajya Sabha we have 12 nominate members. They are also nominated by the President of India. Who are these 12 members? You see, means they are art, science, literature and the social services. See, Rajya Sabha, it is elected by the electoral college consisting of the elected members. So electoral college, the MPs, we are having MPs, so they are elected by the elected representatives of the legislative assembly of the state and the union. So legislative assembly members, they have to elect the Rajya Sabha peoples in the form of states and the union territories. Okay, apart from this, the president have the rights to nominate 12 members in our India, in which field means arts, kalai and science, literacy and the social service. So these are the it includes like movies, films and singing, so it comes under the arts only. So we are having 12 members in Rajya Sabha. Okay, next you see the first election in democratic India. You see, the general election held in India first in Lok Sabha only. It is between 25 October 1951 and 21 February 1952. So first general election it is consisted in Lok Sabha only in 25th October and 21st February. In the first general election itself, our Indian women, they went for voting. Yeah, Indian National Congress emerged the victories by winning 364 of the 489 seats. Apart from 489 seats, our Congress, where the Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, Kamaraj sir have no. So yeah, in that Congress, the Indian National Congress, they have victory. They won by winning the seats out of 489 out of 364 seats they win. So they lead the government. So in that period, the first prime minister is Jawaharlal Nehru. So first prime minister of our India is Jawaharlal Nehru. You see, the British India general election, it is held in the year of 1920. So British India general election 1920. பட் நம்ம இதில் ஜென்ரல் எலெக்ஷன் எப்போ நடந்துச்சுன்னா 1951 and 1952 தான் ஹெல்ட் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, let us see the major challenges to Indian democracy. You see, democracy is the dominant form of government. It is a dominant form of government. We are having the dominant form of government only in the contemporary world. In this world, all are they are treated as a dominant form of government only. So it has no faced a serious challenges. So there is no any serious challenges we have lead in our democracy, Indian democracy, in our government. Okay, let us see what are the challenges of democracy. What are challenges we have? We have the illiteracy, poverty, general discrimination. Do you know what is in by poverty? Poor. So due to the poor and the general discrimination. What is in by general discrimination? General discrimination means whether it is a female or male. So the whether female or male பாகுபாடு. So there is no any general discriminations are held. Then illiterated, கல்வி இன்மை. So there is no any educations. So these are the challenges we have seen in democracy. Then regionalism. Okay, what is in the regionalism? We are this area, you are that area. So there is no any regionalism. Then customs, communications, and the religious fundamentalism. So there is no any caste, communism, and religious or the basic fundamental sections of our democracy. Then corruption. What is in the corruption? Ulal, making something. So it is also the big challenges of our democracy. Then criminalizations of politics. Some of the criminal things that is doing in our politics. So அரசியல் குற்றம், what we can say, குற்றமயமாதல். They are saying some what we can say means we say as a crime they are doing something. So that is called as a criminalization of the politics. They are having some tricks. Then political violence. What is political violence? Violence means one more. So in our political means arasial. So in our political there is some violence. It had been come as a challenge of our democracy. Okay, so these are the challenges of democracy we have seen in our democratic government. Okay, let us see the conditions for the success of democracy in India. You see, what are the conditions we have? We have empowerment of the poor and enjoy the goodness of democracy. So we have the empowerment. Okay, what is in by empowerment? Empowerment means we have the adhikaram. Okay, so we are giving the empowerment of the poor and they are asked to enjoy the goodness of the democracy. So they used to enjoy our democracy and freedom. Then the willingness among the elected people not to misuse their position. So the people, they are used to elect the representatives. Okay, so that elected peoples, they should not misuse the position. So whether they are a MLA, MP, or whether they are CM, they are not asked to misuse their positions. Okay, next one, eradications of social evils. Okay, so the eradications of social evils, we have to eradicate all this. What are the all this we have? Like doing social evils like untouchability and what the socialities. So everything it is comes under the eradications of social evils. So we have to condition in it. Then an impartial and the efficient press to form the public opinion. So all the peoples, they have the rights to go and ask the public opinions. So an impartial and the efficient press to form the public opinions. So everyone have the rights to efficient her public opinion to the press. Okay dears, it is very useful for you in this class. So we have seen today about the two types of democracy. One is direct democracy and indirect democracy. Apart that, we have seen the first election in democratic India and the major challenges of Indian democracy and the conditions the conditions for the success of democracy in India. Okay dears, by tomorrow we can see the book exercise of this chapter. Okay, thank you. We have one more slide. You see the presence of strong public opinion. So what we have the presence of strong public opinion. See, if the public is very strong, what happen? Yeah, then only this democracy will lead a complete condition. Then awareness among the people of fundamental rights. So we have the awareness among the people. So every people have the fundamental rights. What are the fundamental rights? Yeah, அடிப்படை rights. So அடிப்படை உரிமை வந்து it is the main thing, the basic fundamental rights the people must have. So it is the awareness of the people. So this also it had been said in the government democracy. The third point is powerful and responsible opposition. So our oppositions will be very powerful, and it must be a responsible one. So you see, whether you have your opposite party means you have the power to deal with it, and you have the responsibility to your opposite party. So this also said in democracy. Then the last point but not least, the basic democratic values like equality, freedom, social justice and accountability and respect for all, it is in the basics of democracy. Equality means yeah, we are same and equal, and freedom means what? Yeah, liberty, and social justice. What does mean social justice? Yeah, social means our samudayam nyayangal justice, and the accountabilities of money, and the respect for all. We have to respect whether they are elder or young, and we have the responsibility to respect all the peoples in our country. Okay dears, thank you. We will see you on the next class.